Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be doing a Silph duo here. We had a few complications, but it was still a good time, as well as taking a look at a Deoxys raid, just hopping in with a whole group, nothing special or anything like that. I also want to talk about this event that is happening over in South Korea with increased spawns for Corsola as well as Combee, and the possibility of getting that shiny Combee. Now, this is going to be an event for them over there, but we've seen similar things in the past, kind of revolving around Sandshrew being shiny in a specific spot for one time and then released worldwide. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more here. Alright, so going into this Silph right here, big shout out to Katie. She's a great community leader, a really nice person as well, so hopefully I can feature her more on the channel in the future. So talking about Combee here, this is pretty interesting. So if they were to release a shiny version of this eventually for the world, if they do not happen to release it for this event, then, oh, well, no shiny Combee. But let's talk about it. If you did not know, the male version cannot evolve, the one that we're looking at here currently. So you see there's no evolution. If we move over to a female, I can evolve it, and I still do not have enough candies. That's right, to evolve into Venusaur quite yet. So, I was thinking about transferring rare candies, but I'm going to wait for this whole event to happen, and possibly we may see some increased spawns after the fact of the matter theirs is done. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. I feel like a lot of spoofers are going to be going there, and yeah, that's just unfortunate for us who cannot attend those kind of things. So if you also take notice of the Combee, it does kind of have like that V shape for the middle one for the female, and then the male does not have anything there. Okay, so let's focus on Venusaur for just a little bit, because I've never really talked about it too much regarding Pokemon Go. So it is going to be a bug and flying type. It is going to be preferred for the Great League. So that's going to be the smallest league there for under 1500. Obviously, it's going to be maxing out at 2005, 100% IV attack, 149 defense, 190 in stamina, 172. And if we take a look at the weaknesses, it could be weak to quite a bit here. Unfortunately, electric, fire, flying, ice, and double weak to rock, being bug and flying type. Resisting ground quite a bit because it's going to be flying. That resists ground as well as bug, so it has a double resistant on that. Resisting fighting, grass, and bug types. Okay, so if we take a look at its moves, let's go ahead and see here. I'm really interested, actually. I went over this a long time ago. It's going to have Bug Bite and Poison Sting. So Bug Bite is not bad whatsoever. It does tear into your opponent. Whether or not they're weak to it or not, it still does a great amount of damage in PvP. Not so much for raids or gym battles. Then taking a look at the charge moves, we have X-Scissor, Power Gem, and Bug Buzz. All of those are decent. All of those are actually pretty good regarding PvP. You have X-Scissor, which you're able to continuously spam onto your opponent. Power Gem is giving you a bit of coverage against your weaknesses. And then Bug Buzz is just a very strong bug hitting move. So Venusaur is looking pretty nice. If they were to release a shiny Combee, possibly after this event in Korea, then this is something you definitely want to pursue. Now the question is, are they going to release increased spawns over here after this event? Or is this just going to be in South Korea, and then after it's done, it's just vanished and we're not going to see or hear anything about it anymore? There's not going to be any increased spawns for Combee, nor a shiny release. So this is all speculation. We'll just have to wait and see. Just giving you a little heads up. I could see them doing this because, like I said before, we've seen them releasing shinies in specific regions for a short amount of time, and then after that releasing it for the world. So this is something you definitely want to keep an eye out for and pay attention to. As far as Venusaur having any relevancy for PvP, it does. For a matter of fact, as soon as they do release their Silph Arena PvP for bug types, probably is going to be revolving around bug and grass types as well, then this should find some great usability. If there is a bug, grass, fire, and water, possibly, I don't know, you will have Power Gem, therefore super effective to the other bug types possibly, and as well as fire types. So just a little something to take note of. We'll just have to wait and see what they do in the future, because like I said, this is all speculation up to this point. Okay, now let's go into a little bit more depth on that Silph Arena subject I was just talking about for possibly the next cup. Now, this is yet again more speculation on what types we will see here. And if you're looking at the top of the types I typed in there, let's go ahead and go. It doesn't say what you think it says. It's just cut off at the top there. So there you go. That's what it's fully saying there. So we have grass, water, fire, bug types pulled up here under 1500. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have going on. So we have Azumarill here making a return. This thing is just amazing. Anytime you can use it in a specific cup, more than likely people are going to be using it because it is just that great. With Bubble gaining so much energy for those charge moves, it's just making it a very viable Pokemon for sure. Then we have possibly Scyther. Now, we haven't really seen too much usability for it in the other cups regarding the flying type for the Tempest, because, I mean, it just wasn't fitting in the meta. If this is what we are going to possibly see here, taking a shot in the dark, because we have yet to see Bug enter in, as well as water type Pokemon. So we can only hope to see it, possibly. So Aerial Ace and Air Slash for this one here. And then we have another one here with Fury Cutter and Aerial Ace. It can be very spammy for sure, so it's actually going to maybe possibly be pretty good. Alolan Marowak, of course, is also a great option, but as far as this whole meta goes, I'm just looking at the Pokemon types pulled up here under 1500. I do have a Beedrill. This is a pretty nice one here. So it is going to be a legacy with Bug Bite, right? So I did give this one a shot in one of my cups. It performed okay, but the only problem was we were experiencing a whole lot of lag, so it wasn't able to shine in its true potential, but I'm still happy with this one here, sitting at 1493, pretty good. It can spam those charge moves at an extreme rate for sure. I did catch this Cloyster in the wild, just as is with this CP. This may find some usability, although if grass types are going to be entering, you have Victory Bell, which is going to probably be on one of the top lists of Pokemon to use. If fire types are going to be able to enter, I found a pretty good balance with this: grass, bug, water, and fire, seeing that it's almost like that rock, paper, scissors between all four of those there. So fire types obviously will be destroying this thing, but Razor Leaf, as we know, tears into your opponents, doing massive damage in PvP, so that is a possibility. And then we have Marshtomp here. We know that is going to be a very spammy Pokemon with Mudshot, Surf, and Mud Bomb. Although it's going to have to look out for those grass types, being water and ground. It's going to be going down from Razor Leaf. It's going to be like the equivalent of a Toxicroak going up against something with Confusion, basically right there. So take note of that. It's going to be a good option if this is even what we're going to see. Now, Scizor. I wanted to use this in the Kingdom Cup, but it just wasn't too viable, really, because the fire types, you have Bug and Steel, and it's going down. And we do have, in my little opinion that I'm talking about here, a fire type in the mix. So if you were to go up against it, it's going down very fast. But on the other hand, if you were to go up against those other type Pokemon, other than a fire type, then it should perform quite nicely. If you weren't going in for a specific cup that was revolving around fire types and you're just playing against your opponents in PvP, Scizor is always performing fairly good with Fairy Cutter, X Scissor, and Night Slash. It does spam quite a bit with those moves, so that is something to take note of. Very good Pokemon. Really love this. Yet to find myself a shiny Scizor, or should I say Scyther, so hopefully I can keep looking. Then, of course, we do have Sceptile with its new Community Day move. That's going to be Frenzy Plant. And then Fury Cutter is going to gain you a lot of energy to spam that move. And then Aerial Ace for a bit of coverage there. So that should be nice going up against possibly a fire type. If you're locked in there, you will be able to hit them up with that neutral damage there. And then we have Blaziken. So we will be getting that Community Day this month. So we are yet to hear on what move it is going to learn. Is it going to learn Blast Burn? Is it going to learn Blaze Kick? Is it going to learn something else that we don't even know about? Or is it going to learn both? No, I'm just joking. It's not going to learn both of those. But this could possibly find very good usability for sure. Although going up against things like Venusaur that are going to be bug and flying type, they're going to be resisting it quite a bit because you're hitting it up with counter. Although you do have Brave Bird, or if you had a Fire Quick move, that is going to help you out as well. Politoed is fairly tanky, and it does have Bubble, so it can gain energy at a good rate. It does have Ice Beam, I do believe, so that's going to be a double charge move for PvP. Or at least lower energy. So looking at that there, Ludicolo. All right, this is going to be, I don't know. I'm not too sure. It is a water and grass type. So it will be weak to flying as well as bug too. So you need to look out for that. So the Sceptiles or possibly the bug and flying type mixes. But we do know that most of the bug types are going to be part flying as well. So yeah, you need to look out for that. But you do have a bit of coverage, and that is going to be Ice Beam if you so choose to. I was very close to purchasing a secondary move for this one. It is perfect for the Great Heat League here. I did do that on purpose. And then of course we have my Bug Yanmega. Please let it come in for this tournament, because I would absolutely love to use it. It does have coverage against those fire types. That's going to be Ancient Power. So if you're going up against, say, a Charizard, you will be able to almost basically one-shot it. And that's going to be looking good. But on the other hand, you will need to survive those fire spins, because that's going to be doing super effective damage to you. Absolutely love Yanmega, and I cannot wait for them to release the shiny form. Did purchase secondary move here, so we will be able to do super effective to the fire types, and as well as the bug types with aerial ace. Although you can just hit it up with Ancient Power onto those other bug types, doing double effective damage to a bug and flying type. So Yanmega is looking pretty good, and it is picking up 2 of the typings that is going to be weak to rock. So going up against another Ancient Power user or rock user, it's not going to be looking too hot, but you know how it is. Rock, paper, scissors. And then we have Feraligatr here, of course. I do have Bite currently. I probably should. Let me switch that up. Let me go Waterfall. There we go. And so we have Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, and Crunch. I did switch that Bite just now because going up against several different people over time in PvP, I found that Waterfall is just going to be the better option overall. I probably would use this regardless of meta relevancy, just because I am such a big fan of it. And why do I like it so much? I don't know. I think the design just looks amazing. And I like the fact that it's some sort of ancient Pokemon. That's pretty neat for me. All right, we have Infestation, which will grant you quite a bit of energy in PvP to get off that Bulldoze constantly. And then I have Stone Edge with Infestation combination. It should be able to spam that at an extreme rate onto those possible fire types or bug and flying type Pokemon. As far as the water Pokemon in this, it can learn Grass Knot, so this might be usable if we were to see these typings for the next cup. And then, of course, also Celio, rightio. So Powdered Snow, Body Slam, and Aurora Beam. You can put a Water Pulse on it, making it pretty good going up against those Fire-type Pokemon. And then your Powdered Snow will be doing a good amount of damage to those bug types mixed with the flying types as well. So that is something to take note of. You will be able to spam that Body Slam continuously, so that's another good thing. Shiftery with Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade. All right, okay, he's looking pretty good. And at this point, you're thinking, Poke, what are you really doing right now? Why are you talking about the next cup? You don't even know what the types are gonna be. You're right, absolutely. And what is his arms are like turnips. I just kind of noticed that, or croquette balls. Anyway, it's just fun. I just thought I'd talk about it because why not? Going up against a few people, when they use Sharpedo, they're testing it out for the current cup that we have, the Nightmare Cup. And my gosh, I'm going to tell you this, Sharpedo with Bite is one of the nastiest things. And that's the trainer right there that I actually go up against who's using it. Sorry, didn't mean to give away your Pokemon that you're using. But no, it is amazing. It does so much damage, but it's so weak. It is so weak. It's a glass cannon. So if you're going up against a Toxicroak or another fighting type Pokemon, it's going down really quick. But even if they're resisting the dark moves, you will still be tearing into them at an insane rate. All right, so there's a lot of good options here. Of course, we have Lantern, which would be pretty good as well. It will be weak to those grass users. The Razor Leaf will be tearing into it, but it will be able to get super effective damage onto those bug and flying types, as well as the water type Pokemon with Thunderbolt. I personally run Water Gun. That could change in the future to Charge Beam. I know Charge Beam grants you a lot more energy. I just like Water Gun because it's doing so much damage. Depending on how you play, it really will depend upon that. And then of course we have Quagsire, which is a fantastic option. Almost something to even consider in the championship, possibly. I'm not going to tell you, go ahead and put it on your team if you got an invite to that, but with Mudshot, Earthquake, and Stone Edge, the thing is absolutely nasty. I found this in the wild that basically the CP as a Wooper evolved it, and I only had to power it up once, so that was pretty nice. And it helped me out quite a bit in the cup regarding this type when it was able to be used. So another great option. Then of course we have the killer, my thing, Charizard. Let's go. Fire Spin, Fire Blast, Dragon Claw. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, it will have to look out for the water types. It will be super effective to the grass and the bug. if it was able to go in there, but we see things that are going to be carrying rock moves, so we'll be double weak to that, so that's another thing to take note of. And then Roserade with Razor Leaf, another great one here. The only thing is it can reach such a high CP potential, it's not going to be performing as good as you may think so. And then we have Blastoise, one of my favorites as well. Really like Blastoise. Hydro Pump is not what you're going to want, right? You're going to want Water Gun, Hydro Cannon, and Ice Beam. Flash Cannon, not so much. Ice Beam is going to not take that much energy. Water Gun is a great quick move, as we may know. Hydro Cannon is a very spammy move. Also, one of the better Community Day moves. Well, they're all the Community Day moves are great, but this is very good. So take note of that. And then, of course, you have Tropius. So, yep, if you're lucky enough to have one of these, Razor Leaf, Leaf Blade, and Aerial Ace, that's what you're going to be wanting to use for that. And then we have my Oh, no. That made me lose my Kingdom Cup. Could have took first, but I used this. Why did I do that? It can have good matchups. It's not all bad. This is going to be a double legacy with Ice Shards and Ice Wind, and then it has that Water Pulse. And we can go on and on and on and on. And then we have Venusaur here with Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, and Sludge Bomb. It's very good here. This is actually going to be something that you may want to consider for regionals, as a matter of fact. Kingdra, seeing that it's going to be the only dragon type that can be entered into this, it can find some great usability, as a matter of fact. We'll be taking great damage from Venusaur's Frenzy Plant or Razor Leaf possibly as well. Dragon does resist grass types, but since it is going to be part water, it's going to be neutralized. Dragon Breath, Hydro Pump, and Outrage. It's going to be looking fantastic. And like I said, we can go on and on. There's many different Pokemon in here. Masquerain, this is something actually we could take a look at here. So the thing about this one is it does have both of the charge moves that can grant you attack and defense boost, so that can be pretty good as well. I do have that. This will land at $14.99, so if I power that up, it's going to be great. And then another option here, Razor Leaf user with a higher CP, or should I say a higher level than its evolution, so you will be able to survive longer, possibly. Something to take note of as well. And then you have Floatzel here. I have Aqua Jet and Water Gun on it. Yet to purchase a secondary move or completely power it up for the Great League. I probably should do that soon. I've used it at this CP that it currently is at, and it does perform quite fantastic. So just a little food for thought. Thought I'd show you guys this. Oh, and also cast form. Let's see. I didn't TM it, but if you did not know this by now, each one of the cast forms after that little, I wouldn't call it community day, but that event that they had for the shiny cast forms, you're going to be able to TM whatever weather type that you have to get Weather Ball, and it will be for that type. So for this one, it will be Fire with a 3 charge bar, and it's very spammy and pretty good. So just take note of that. And we can go on and on and on, guys, like I said, but we're going to cut it short here. There's a lot of great options, but we don't even know if this is going to happen. So just wanted to let you know that little food for thought. Thought that was pretty fun to talk about for a minute there. Alright trainers, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Just going into the future and seeing what the possibilities could be. So keep an eye out for that Combee maybe being released in the wild as a shiny. Probably not going to happen, but you never know. And with that said, traders, I'd like to say thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.